So, welcome to our iSpring webinar series where we discuss e-learning trends, share tips and tricks, and highlight client success stories. My name is Kate. I'm a community manager at iSpring and your moderator for today's session. And our today's topic is gamification. And over the next hour, we will show you quick and easy ways to motivate your learners to study through gamification. And now, let me introduce you to our iSpring Genius Santa Geek and your presenter today, Polly Shepard. Hi, Polly. How are you doing today?
Hi, Kate. I'm doing great. What about you?
Yeah, I'm feeling great too, and I can't wait to get started.
Hi, everyone. I'm Polly, and today our topic is gamification in e-learning. Let me switch the slide and we'll start. So, I will start by saying a few words about what gamification is. Gamification is about applying game rules to non game situations to stimulate learner engagement. And nowadays, gamification is often applied in the digital realm. With so much content and so many distractions around us, engaging people has become really important. But it's also important to note that the aim of gamification is to achieve learning objectives by engaging learners in the process. This means that gamification shouldn't be just about playing games without learning anything. The main goal is still learning, not just playing. And this is the key difference between gamification and other similar terms that are sometimes misunderstood. But why do we need gamification in the first place? As you can see on the slide, figures confirm that gamification leads to a 60% increase in employee engagement. So, if training is gamified properly, employees who get bored quickly or if they stop taking online courses, they can get back in the game. For those who still think that gamification is juvenile, here is some food for thought. 97% of employees over 45 years old believe that gamification would improve work. 97%. And you can check the statistics yourself. Just follow the link in the chat. Kate will share it in a moment. And you should see a link now. Yep, here it is. So follow the link and you'll see those statistics. And at this point, I'd like to get to know you better by asking a quick question. Do you have any experience with gamification? The answers are yes and no. And you should see a poll on your screens right now. And for those who answered yes, can you please write in the chat, do you use gamification when you're designing courses? Or have you taken a gamified course yourself? I will give you just a moment to answer the poll and to share your experience in the chat. Okay, I see some answers. I see that many people answer both, and that's really great. So you experience gamification as a learner and you understand how engaging it is, and you apply it to your courses as well. That's amazing. Okay, all right. Thank you. Thank you for your answers. And in the poll, I see that we have a tie. So we are just half and half. Some use gamification, some experience gamification, and some people never use it. But that's fine. Today you'll see how you can use it, what it is, etc. So let's talk about gamification fundamentals. Gamification is multi-realm and it incorporates gaming elements, emotional outputs from play, and behavior patterns. Gaming elements are the basis, the mechanics of any game. They fuel certain emotional reactions and therefore certain behaviors of players. Let's consider these three realms one by one. So, the first one is game mechanics. It includes highly recognizable elements like points, levels of difficulty and mastery, storytelling, achievements like badges, ratings of best players like leaderboards, rewards, progress bars, and challenges. These are the instruments that you leverage to a training course first. The next one is emotional states of learners. So, in gamified processes, emotional states are what game mechanics makes us feel and what we start to anticipate from a game. For example, you have a feeling that some process is incomplete. Remember when you binge watched a TV series for 2 days straight? This feeling of the process not being complete makes us return to them, to these two series, because a mission hasn't been accomplished, or we have some levels that are unlockable so far. So, when well designed, the gamified process can create a state of flow. People become more focused on the task at hand, and no matter how challenging the task is, they will remain fully engaged. Okay, this was all about emotional states of learners, and the next part is player behaviors. Player behaviors are the ways how players follow game mechanics, how they act, and how they interact while playing. For example, some players can become more competitive and don't want to concede, and others become really curious. They want to explore game worlds and go back with a game item, or in our case, with knowledge. So, what will be the actual emotional reactions and behavior patterns of our trainings during gamified training? Well, experts say that we can only guess at them. Everyone is different and everyone is driven by specific factors, so reactions can vary. But as long as people feel motivated to learn and to perform better, it will mean that the gamification is working. All right, now let's shift to the main focus of today's webinar: how to implement gamification in your training. Basically, gamification can be implemented in two main ways. It can focus either on content or in structure. Let me tell you about each of these ways in detail. Content gamification is about, well, content. Gamification starts from content creation. The content is based on a certain story. A learner takes a journey through this plot, goes on some kind of a quest, and gains knowledge. As for structural gamification, here content can be non game, but the process itself is gamified. For example, while learning a course, a user takes quizzes, gains points and badges, and climbs the leaderboard. It's a fast and easy way to gamify your existing courses without redoing them. And next, we'll look at both of these in detail and how our tools can help you implement them. Okay, to kick things off, I'll talk about content gamification. iSpring Suite allows you to create courses with storytelling, interactive quizzes with points, and role plays. The toolkit comes with a content library, which includes over 80,000 ready to use characters, backgrounds, icons, slide templates, and objects that will fit any learning situation and any industry. So you can build e-learning content extremely fast. This feature I want to tell you is about quizzes. And here we are not just talking about simple multiple choice questions where you have 3 or 4 answers to choose from. You can use drag and drop or hotspot type of questions, and you can make online quizzes with different objects to transform your course into a mystery with missed items. You can also allow multiple attempts to give them multiple lives in training, like in a game. And for feedback loops, you can award points for correct answers. You can set penalties to deduct points for incorrect answers, etc. And to engage a learner, you can create quizzes with branching scenarios. These are storyline twists and endings that depend on learners' answers. This way, learners clearly see that every time they respond or when they take an action, it leads them somewhere and not just some points that are being added or deducted from them. Okay, we have another feature that is called role play. And to turn your course into an entertaining narrative, you can use those role plays, or we also call them dialogue simulations. They are role plays in which learners choose how to reply to a virtual person. It is supposed to be the same way they deal with a dissatisfied customer or a potential client, like in real life. Dialogue simulations help to practice and improve communication skills. But I should mention that this isn't just for salespeople or managers, or in general for those who work with clients. While we call it a dialogue simulation, it can actually be based on actions rather than just words. For example, if you plug in the socket, what will happen? So you can describe actions instead of uh, character phrases, instead of character speech. And yeah, it's not only a dialogue simulation, but also a simulation of some situation. So it can be a narrative role play game as well. And finally, interactions. Interactions are interactive elements that you can add to your courses to engage learners. It can be used for a richer learning experience. And using 14 beautifully designed interaction templates, you can quickly create interactive timelines, diagrams, graphics, catalogs, and much more. All right, this was about content gamification. Interactions, role plays, and quizzes can help you build courses that will be filled with some game mechanics. And now we'll talk about structural gamification. In structural gamification, it is not necessary to remake existing learning materials. You don't have to alter them to be game like. You can do so for a training process itself. And the solution is to add the system of points, badges, and leaderboards. It is really easy to do this in a learning management system in an LMS. And LMS is an online platform where you can store e-learning content, where you can enroll students in courses and evaluate their progress. So let's see how you can implement structural gamification using iSpring Learn LMS as an example. First of all, let's talk about points. Learners can earn points and compete with each other. You can award them points when they take courses and complete tests, when they do take assignments and simulations. You can set fixed points. For example, you can award learners with 10 points for each course completed, and 50 points for each test completed. And the points will apply to all your content items automatically. Next, we have badges. You can award badges for completing tasks, finishing modules, or for the number of points learners collected. And iSpring Learn provides a great built-in collection of badges. Plus, you can enhance it with your own images. Then we have leaderboards. Leaderboards motivate learners to achieve better results, and they also allow them to track the progress. I would also point out that there is additional aspect to this. When you're in a physical classroom, you can see what others are doing. So you're evaluating yourself compared to your classmates. And when we move to digital learning, we often talk about losing some of that human element. However, ranking and leaderboards help bridge that gap by showing that you're not alone behind your screen learning something. There are others doing the same. Seeing the leaderboard, the points others have earned, or the badges they've received doesn't necessarily create competition. Rather, it shows that we are all in this together, all striving towards the same goal of learning. And of course, you can find all of this in the user portal. Users can access the portal to track their achievements and to view all the data related to their learning progress. So that was it about structural gamification, and everything I just mentioned can be seen in practice. So I'm going to share my screen and I'll show you some things. Okay, just a moment. All right, you should see my screen now. Please let me know if you can see it. You should see some PowerPoint. Okay, okay, great. Thank you. So the first thing I want to show you will be slide branching and quiz branching. If you're creating the course in PowerPoint using iSpring Suite, you can implement gamification by using branching. What's useful is that you can branch according to learner result in the quiz or in the dialogue simulation. To do this, you'll need to go to Slide Properties under the iSpring Suite tab. So I'm here. You can see my iSpring Suite tab, and I'll need to go to Slide Properties. It can take just a couple of seconds to load. All right. So let me expand it so you can see it better. Okay. So here I have some settings for slides, and you can see branching settings right here for every slide. So for example, if I want my learners to see slide 10 after slide 3, I can set it up here. If you click default under in the branching column, you can change forward branching and backward branching. So this way you can set different paths uh, when learners are taken to different slides. And you can do the same for quizzes and role plays according to the result. Like here, I have a quiz on this slide, and I have some branching, some custom branching set up. And if I click here, I'll see quiz branching settings. And I can select where users will be taken when they pass the quiz and where they will be taken when they fail the quiz. It is really useful when you want learners to review some content, some theory material, and then make them redo the test. Okay, and we can do this for slides, but we can also do this for questions in quizzes. Let me show you how it can be done. I have a quiz here, the same quiz, and I can click where it says quiz and click edit. And I will be taken to the quiz editor and I'll show you how branching can be set up. All right. This is iSpring Quiz Maker, a tool where we edit quizzes. And here are my questions. I will select just the random question, the first question, and branching can be set up right here. We can set up branching for correct answer, incorrect answer, and we can also set it up just by any answer. Here, okay, sorry, just lost for a second. Yeah, here I can set up branching for correct answer. For example, I'm okay with the learner be taken to the results slide just after they answer this question correctly. I can click here and I can let them finish the quiz after answering the question correctly. Or if they answer something incorrectly, I can make them go back to some slide or go to another question, etc. So here is how you can simply set it up and make learners review some content and redo some questions. You can create a bank of questions and then mark the way for the learner to fill gaps in knowledge. You can let them answer penalty questions or have another go at answering questions they missed and give them another chance this way. All right, that's it for branching. I will now close my quiz and slide properties as well. And I'll show you another thing. I'll show you role plays. In some cases, you may prefer to create a dialog simulation, especially if you use a lot of branching. A dialog simulation is a tree structure with several possible scenarios, and I'll show you an example right now. I have a role play right here. So let me open our role play editor. Okay, again, just a second to load. All right, so here is my role play, and here is the tree with all possible scenarios, all those paths. When I answer this way, I'm taken here. When I answer this way, I'm taken here, etc. And yep, it is a long role play with different possible endings. Okay, so this is how it looks for when you're editing the role play, and let me show you how it works for a learner. I will click preview here and we'll check what it looks like. Okay, this is the starting scene. We have a character, we have the scale of the character's emotions, we have the number of points earned, and we can click start to begin our simulation. If I click start, you'll see the character's speech and the learner can answer to this character. They can select this option or this option, and each option will lead to a different scene, of course. Let's select this option, and you see that I earned some points. My character is even happier than before. And this way we can continue talking to this character. If you select something uh, which is not correct, the character will not be happy, and you'll see it on the emotion meter. I didn't receive any points, and they tell me that it wasn't a good answer. So, yeah, this is how it works. And if you want to make it even more closer to a real situation, you can add voiceover for character speech and for response options. And it will really liven up your dialogue simulation because the learner will get the impression that they actually speak with the character. And now I'll just quickly show you how you can create a new scene. To create a scene, just click New Scene right here. It is the very first option, New Scene. And here we can add some content. We can add character speech. Let me type in something like this. Hello. You can select character emotion. I think I'll leave it as normal because it is the first scene. Then you can add a reply. Um, let's make just two replies, just some sample reply options. Okay, that's it. If your role play is graded, you can also add points. For example, this reply is correct, and I'm giving 5 points for that. And this reply is not correct, so I won't give any points here. Now let's switch to the next tab, which is images. And here we can add a character and a background. I will add a background. You can select some backgrounds here, some built-in backgrounds. You can also add it from content library. In content library, we have both photographed and illustrated backgrounds. So you can click here and search for the background that works for you. You can also upload a background from your computer. If you don't like any of the backgrounds that you can select in iSpring Suite, you can find a picture anywhere else and you can upload it here from your computer. Okay, I think I'll just use this background. Doesn't really matter. Okay, as for character, we'll create a character a bit later because I want to show you another great feature we have in iSpring Suite. As for properties, we can select a scene color, and here we also have some information about points. Okay, that's it. We can close the scene editor. And now to create the tree, I can simply click on the reply and drag it to create a new scene. And the same with the second reply, I can just drag it and create a new scene, creating a different path. So it's really simple and you can build a role play really easily this way. So now I wanted to show you a character. So let's go back to the previous scene, the scene we were creating, and I'll show you how you can create your custom character using our character builder. In the context of gamification, adding a character can be very effective because you can add a co-learner, a competitor for your learner. You can add a character who's going to accompany them throughout the course, who support them in the quiz, who are their partner in the dialogue simulation, and so on and so forth. So let's create our character. If I click a character here, just like with background, you can select some built-in ones. You can add a character from a content library, or you can upload your own picture. And it can be any picture. That's why we say that it's not only a dialogue simulation, it can be just a game because you can add any picture here. But we are going to create a character. I will click Add from Content Library. Okay, so here is our content library. We have a lot of characters here of different backgrounds, both photographed and illustrated. And I don't have it here, but in the latest version of iSpring Suite, we also have cats and dogs. So that's amazing. I love those pictures, and now I put them in every course I create for my colleagues. All right. If you want to create your own character, if you don't like characters here, or you need some specific colors for your branding, you can click Custom Characters and create your character. Again, I have so many characters here. I love playing with the character builder, and let's create one together. So yep, I clicked here on the plus icon where it says create character, and let's see what we can do here. Okay, first of all, you need to select a character template. If it is a grown up, if it is a kid, if it is a man or a woman, let's select this character that will be just our so-called template. Under the Appearance tab, you can select character skin color. You can select these standard characters if you just need something to start from, or if some of these characters fit your needs. Let's select this character, and we'll see what we can change here. Okay, I will switch to the next tab, which is Head. And here we can change hairstyles. Let's select this hairstyle just as an example. And you can also change colors, of course. Element 1 will change hair color, and element 2 will change clothing items. Okay, I think this one. Okay, this will work. And under face, you can change the complexion. You can change the face type. Let's choose this one. You can change eye color, brows color, anything you want. Now, if we switch to clothing, we have some options for tops, like this this type of clothing. If we switch to bottoms, we have some skirts and some pants, like this. If you go to one piece, we have some costumes here and some uniforms and other one piece types of clothing. And under shoes, we have some options for shoes. All right. Now let's switch to accessories. You can add glasses if you want. You can change the color of the glasses. You can add a mask. You can add earpiece or ID card. And that's it. You can save your character. You can give a name to this character. Let me call her Zoe. And under character tags, you can select um, a type of a character. Um, and these tags will help you just search for this character using different filters in the content library. Like if you need an employee, you just type in employee in the search and it will show you all the characters who have employee tags attached to them. So let me just select employee, assistant, and visitor. All right. Also, in the character builder, you can see what types of poses we have. You can just click through it and see how your character will look in different poses. Okay, now we click Save Character, and we can insert it in our role play. Okay, it is here. I will close it. And by the way, if you're adding a character to the main scene, it will also be applied to all sub-scenes. There's really convenient because you don't need to set up characters and backgrounds for every scene. It will be just inherited from the main scene. Okay, that was it for role plays, and I will close it for now. Save changes. No, I don't want it. It was just an example. Okay, the next thing in iSpring Suite I like to show you is how you can use drag and drop questions as interactive slides. To interact with the learner or introduce a new module in a game-like way, you can use quiz questions as interactive slides. For example, let me show you what question I have and what question I want to reproduce. Okay, it was in this quiz. Where? No, it is not here. I'm sorry. I remade it here. Okay. Here I have a quiz that is asking a learner to choose what they'd like to prefer for lunch. My course is about malnutrition and nutrition benefits. So I just want to interact with the learner to ask them to collect some food on a plate. And don't really want to grade them, evaluate their choice. I just want them to do something to interact with the course. And this is why I have this quiz question here. Let me show you how it works for a learner. I will preview just this slide and we'll try to add some food to the plate. Okay, it is converting. Can take about a minute. Okay, I see a question in the chat. Can sound be used in simulation or text? You can use sounds in role plays. You can use voiceovers, um, either recorded ones, or you can also create text to speech. Okay, so it is now converted. Um, so yeah, choose what you'd prefer for lunch, and my learners can just take some food, put it on a plate, and decide what's good for them or what's bad for them. All right, they can submit it, and I'll just thank them for the answer. And they can continue taking the course. So it's not graded, just an interaction. And I will show you how you can create it. It is really simple. So yeah, let's do this. First of all, I'll need to create a new slide. Um, I'm just hitting enter on my keyboard and it is creating a new slide. And to create a quiz, I'll need to click where it says quiz under the iSpring Suite tab. Okay. I don't want to give any points for this, so I will select survey because survey is a non-graded quiz. Okay, and the question I want to create is called drag and drop. So this is where you can take some items and put them somewhere on the slide. If you create a drag and drop question, it will tell you right away that you need to switch to slide view and add some items. So basically in Quizmaker, we have two views, form view and slide view. In form view, you can add questions, you can set them up, like you can set up feedback, you can set up branching options, and so on. And in slide view, you can change what the slide look like. So here is my slide now, and I need to add some items, some pictures that will be dragged and where they will be dropped. I have all the pictures here and I can select all of them at once, open, they're added here. So now I can resize them. I can move them around the slide, and I'll just try to reproduce what I have, what I had in that quiz. Okay, I'm just, oops, let me put it backwards. Yep, send to back. Okay, just moving around like this, and this. Okay, now I created the basis of my slide. And I also want to change the instructions for my learners. I will type in, choose what you'd like or you'd prefer. Choose what you'd prefer to have for lunch. I think it was something like that in the original quiz. And my presentation is mostly green because it is about health and healthy food. So I'll switch to the design tab and I will change my background. I clicked format background right here, and I will change the color of the background to green. Okay, that's it for the design of the slide. And now I need to set up my drag and drop question. So I go back to form view and I select drag items and drop targets. So drag item is what you're going to drag. I'm going to drag those little pictures like avocado, some fruits, cheese, some greens, meat, and I guess it was peanut butter, something like that. And as for drop target is where my items can be dropped. So this will be the plate, and I will set up the plate for every item here because I don't really care what they're going to drag and drop. They can drag and drop anything here. I will also remove may skip option here. I don't want them to skip this question. As for feedback, I will enable feedback because now it is disabled. Feedback is disabled by default in survey questions, but I will enable it. I will just thank my learners for taking part in this interaction, and I will enable resetting objects to their initial state because what if they changed their mind and they want to redo this interaction? They can do this because I enabled this setting. Okay, so this is how it is done. Let's check if it works. Just one more thing. I just remembered that I want to disable the results slide. I just don't need it here. It is not a quiz, it is an interaction. So, yeah, let's preview and see how it works. Yep, the same thing. I can take my food and put it on a plate. So yeah, you can use quizzes for things like that. You can just create some kind of interactions using quizzes, using drag and drop, using hotspot. Yeah, anything you like. Feel free to play around with all tools in iSpring Suite. So I'm going to close this quiz. Yes, I will save the changes. All right. Where is my quiz? Show me my quiz. Yep, it's here. Okay. And once the course is created, and if you're using iSpring Learn, you can publish it directly to iSpring Learn LMS and put your gamification settings and enroll users into this course. So let me switch to iSpring Learn and show you what we have there. If you remember, in iSpring Learn, we have badges, points, ranking, and certificates. To make them appear in your account, you'll need to enable gamification settings. Just a quick introduction into iSpring Learn. This is iSpring Learn LMS, and I'm in the admin portal of iSpring Learn. So this is where I can manage the platform, where I can enroll users into courses, where I can change settings, where I can add users, and so on. And I'm just going to show you some gamification settings we have in iSpring Learn. So I will go to the settings and show you how it's done. Okay, let's switch to settings. And gamification settings can be found in the additional options tab. Okay, here we have gamification setting section, well, settings and section. And if you click here, this is where you can enable gamification in iSpring Learn. If you check the box, uh, this one, you'll see some additional options. So you can set up fixed number of points for users that will be awarded for taking learning modules, for completing courses, attending training, taking tests, learning tracks, etc. Like here, I have 1 point for completing theoretical modules. I have 10 points for completing courses and 50 points for attending training. You can set it up any way you like. Okay, and it will be applied automatically to all new content items you create, all new trainings, all new learning tracks, but you can always change it in each learning item settings. And we have a note about it here that you can set custom points if you want them to be different in different content items. Okay, this is for points. And the next tab you can see is badges. So badges can be earned for completing an e-learning module, for earning a certain number of points, and that's basically it. So either completing a module or earning a number of points. To create a badge, click Add Badge here, and you can give it a title, give it a description. We have a library of built-in badges here. But if you don't like it, or if you need to create a custom badge, you can upload your own picture that will be used as a badge. And here you can select roles, completed learning items, or the number of points earned. Let's set it this way. So completed learning items, and you can select courses that will grant this badge to learners, or trainings. Okay, that's it for badges and points. And apart from them, learners can also receive certificates for training. Certificates can be received for all types of e-learning content. You set them up for each course or module separately. If you scroll down additional options section, you can click certificates and upload your own certificates. So we have a pre-installed certificate. It looks like this. So just some standard certificate, but if you have your own ones, or if you want to customize them, you can create a PDF or a Word certificate and upload it here as a template, and it will be filled in automatically. Okay. Um, Yep. And let me just quickly show you how you can apply it to your course. I will switch to learning content. Okay, and I'll open just this course to show you how it works. And gamification can be set up under the completion tab. So here you can check this box to issue a certificate and select the template for the certificate, either pre-installed or your own one. And you can set some points if you want to give learners these points or not. Badges are set up in the badges section in gamification settings, so you won't see them here. You can change just the points and issue a certificate. And of course, everything that you set up here as an administrator will be visible for learners in their portal. So let me switch to the user portal and show you what it will look like. This is the learner portal, the user portal of iSpring Learn. This is what learners see when they enter your platform. And if they click on their picture in the top right corner and go to achievements, they will see information about their progress. So they will see their rank in the department. It is shown by department. They will see their badges, their certificates, and of course their points. So they can see each achievement in detail, so they can check the leaderboard, points, badges, certificates. And by the way, this is where they can download certificates. They usually receive certificates by email after completing the course, but if they missed this email, if they lost the certificate, they can always download it from here. And if you need this information as administrator, you can go back to administrator portal and we'll need to check the reports. So all this information can be found in reports. We have two really useful reports. The first one is called leaderboard and the second one is called certificates. So in leaderboard, we can run a report for the entire department or for a particular department or for a group. And here you will see all users in this department or in this group, and you'll see how many points they earned and how many badges they received. And of course, if you need, you can export it in CSV or PDF. It was for leaderboard. And let me also tell you about the certificate report. It can be found here, the very last report. This report is really useful if you want to track what certificates are expired and whether learners have valid certificates. So here you can see that my learner has an expired certificate, and I understand that I need to reassign a course to them so they renew their certificate and prove their qualification. And another thing I like to share, we are now developing a new feature related to achievements. You will be able to create custom awards in iSpring Learn to celebrate employee success at work. And this way, learners will not only be granted with points or badges, they will also be cheered with personalized awards. It will be released really soon, hopefully in February, so you'll have a chance to play around with this shortly. And yep, we are about out of time, but I hope that this gives you all a good idea of the amazing features for gamification of our tools. But there is more that we didn't even have time to cover. And if you want to get helpful tips on how to enhance course creation and take e-learning to the next level, we offer live demo sessions to discuss your project, talk about how one of our award-winning solutions can help you. Just follow the link in the bottom left corner and register for a session with our iSpring experts. And now I think we can move on to the Q&A session.
Yeah, thank you so much, Polly. That was great. Yeah, I think our participants got a lot of insights. I see some comments already in the chat. Yeah, thank you for your comments. And before we move on to the Q&A session, I want to ask you to fill out the survey about the webinar. I will share a link in the chat right now. So it has just a couple of questions and doesn't take long, and it will be very useful for us. We appreciate all your feedback always. So yeah, now let's go to the questions because I saw some of them that I, I didn't have time to answer. You've got a lot of questions. Okay, so there was a question. Does this LMS, does iSpring Learn LMS also report how long it took a trainee to complete a quiz or course?
Yes, we
Yeah.
have this information in reports.
Yeah, okay. So just I think we have a lot of statistics and I'm not sure which statistic goes to report and like can you set the report in some ways so it will give some information from a course, like not just the time of the time of the quiz, the time of some other interactions and something like that.
Um, if you you will see this. You will see how much time learners spent on a quiz if you publish this quiz either separately or if you publish in iSpring Suite module directly from PowerPoint from iSpring Suite to iSpring Learn. If it is a SCORM, we can tell how much time you spent on the course in general, but if you have some quizzes inside this SCORM, we cannot tell how much time they spent on this exact quiz. So if you need detailed information about quizzes, and you create those courses and those quizzes using iSpring Suite, we always recommend that you publish your content directly from iSpring Suite to iSpring Learn.
Okay, thank you for your tips. And I saw a question from Shona. Can this portal be portal, I think user portal that you showed previously, can it be embedded within their LMS so the user doesn't need to go to iSpring portal? It just, I'm not sure if it's possible.
Um, I don't think so. As far as I know, iSpring Learn is like it will be prevented from being embedded. So no, I'm afraid no.
Okay, thank you. Um, okay. Yeah, I see a question from Alex. Can we replace the iSpring logo on top left with the company logo?
Sure, we have branding settings. You can change the logo, you can change colors, and you can change the favicon, like this little icon in the tab. So yeah, it is customizable.
Okay, thank you. If you already have iSpring, can I get one help with figuring out how to do gamification? Um, I think we have something like tech support trainings or something like that. Uh,
Yeah, we have tech support trainings. We also have customer success services. So you can always contact your salesperson from iSpring, the one who's responsible for your subscription, and they can help you figure this out. And they will tell you more about different options to launch, not launch, but to have a meeting with either tech support or customer success managers.
yeah, I hope it helps. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so I think we don't have any other questions for today, and yeah, we a little bit out of time already. So, Polly, thank you again for sharing all these insights with us. And thank you, everyone, for being such an attentive audience and staying till the end. I appreciate all your comments and feedback in the chat. And yeah, please fill out the feedback survey. Hope you have enjoyed. Take care and see you next time.